Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Welcome to Friday Takeaway. My name is Andrea and I'm a transformational life and leadership coach. Today I'm talking to you about trust. So many of my clients come to me and ask me, what do I think they should do? As a coach, we can't tell you what to do, but we can ask the questions for you to figure out what you think you should do. So today I'm sharing with you 3 things about trust. Because when we don't trust ourselves, we allow our life to be guided by somebody else's decisions. We allow comparison into our life, and we allow our self-worth to be deprecated. So what are the 3 things that I can share with you to help build that trust within yourself? Well, number 1 is to make your own decisions. Easier said than done. So many of us go to other people to ask them what they think that we should do. You know, what shall I wear tonight? Do you think I should go for that job promotion? Do you think I should leave that relationship? When we ask other people their opinions, the majority of the time, their self-reflection is based on projection from their own fears and their own wants. And yes, it's okay to ask people for advice, but be mindful of the people that you go to. Make sure they are maybe a mentor in that subject that you want advice on. And also be mindful that they can tell you their approach, how they would approach it, and their thought process, which is always really useful to know. But they're not you, and so they can't make that decision for you. So when you think, I'm going to ask so-and-so what they think I should do, ask yourself first, what do I think I should do? And the more you ask yourself this question, the more you're going to start to get an answer. Number 2, spend time getting to know yourself. You know, who are you? What are your values? What do you stand for? What are your strengths? When we spend time with ourselves, we get to know what we really want out of life, our deep motivations, our guiding principles. And you can use these to filter out other people's opinions. Because if you know your values, I talk a lot about values, they determine your decisions and your actions and your behaviour, and deep down the measures that you use to figure out if your life is turning out the way that you want it to or not. And number 3, set reasonable goals. So yes, it's fantastic to have an overarching strategic vision for your life. But sometimes when we set really ambitious goals to get there, and we fall at the first hurdle, this damages our confidence within ourselves and our self-worth, and we tend to beat ourselves up about that. So when we're looking at these big goals, try and break them down into daily habits, for example. I've spoke before about James Clear's quote around habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. So small goals, little daily habits that get you closer to that strategic vision are where you need to head. Another way that you can look at it is, which somebody shared with me this week, which I thought was mind-blowing, is what do you want in 25 years' time? And 1%, 90 days is 1% of 25 years. So what are you going to do in the next 90 days to get 1% closer to your goal, to your strategic vision? So I ask you, how you break it down? Because when we set smaller goals for ourselves, we tick them off. And that feeling of completing a goal builds trust in your own sense of well-being, that you know what you're doing and that you know where you're heading. And also builds confidence because we are progressing. And remember that happiness equals progress. So there we have it. Trust. Trust yourself. You know more than you think. Number 1, make your own decisions. What do I think I should do? Number 2, spend time with yourself. Get to know yourself, who you are, what do you stand for, what are your strengths? And number 3, set reasonable goals, because those small goals that we can tick off to get to that long-term strategic vision of what we want out of this life equals progress, which equals happiness. I'll leave that with you. Take care. Have a great weekend. See you next time.